Good evening, viewer. You're most welcome to the NILECAST on Westnile television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day, every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name is Okumringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines. In the headlines tonight, Ministry of Health launches yellow fever mass vaccination campaign in Arua City. Archdeacon Owin led to rest. And the Ministry of Health pilots new initiative to end malaria in Nyoya district. This and more in the NILECAST News Bulletin. Thursday, the 8th of June 2023, and you're most welcome to the NILECAST on Westnile television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. Today, the Ministry of Health participating partners, together with the Arua City local government, launched a yellow fever preventative mass vaccination campaign for Arua City, starting from the 9th to the 13th of June 2023, for all persons aged from 9 months to 60 years of age at Mayor's Garden in Arua City. Let's have more on that story. Today, the Ministry of Health participating partners, together with the Arua City local government, launched a yellow fever preventative mass vaccination campaign for Arua City, starting from the 9th to the 13th of June 2023, for all persons aged from 9 months to 60 years of age at Mayor's Garden in Arua City.
I just want to request the population of Arua City not to think twice, to just come for the immunization. It is the only safe way to protect ourselves from yellow fever, and I want to thank His Excellency for ensuring the nation is very safe, because if you have a nation which is sick, economic development will not take place.
Dr. Diwale Alfred, the Commissioner, Institution Human Resource Development, Ministry of Health, in a press briefing stated that this vaccination exercise is a backdrop of the global decision to eliminate yellow fever as a public outcry.
We are here to launch the yellow fever vaccination for Arua City, and the exercise starts tomorrow. Tomorrow, the vaccination teams are going to start vaccinating the masses in the city. Now, this exercise is against the backdrop of a global decision to eliminate yellow fever as a public health problem. The campaign which we are starting now is what we call phase 1. To vaccinate everybody in Uganda, we are going to move in 3 phases. Phase 1 is districts in the western part of Uganda, starting from Kisoro up to Koboko, and then the districts of Acholi and Lango region. This is the phase 1 districts, and this activity is starting in all this region tomorrow. This campaign is aimed at vaccinating the older persons up to the age 60, while new or younger children who are 9 months of age will be vaccinated through the routine immunization program. In this way, we will have a population which is fully protected against yellow fever as a disease.
In Zukuru Millicent, the Deputy Mayor, Arua City Council, is urging the people of Arua City to use the opportunity to get vaccinated against yellow fever and receive the yellow fever vaccination card for free.
I want to thank the government of the Republic of Uganda under the leadership of His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for taking lead to fight any opportunity that could land somebody into sickness or death. Most especially for looking at the people of Arua. Arua City is a regional city. I want to believe as the launch is here in the city, the whole region of Westnile should be covered with this immunization. I also want to tell the people of Arua City, today is the time we are launching for the immunization of yellow fever in Arua City. Let everybody take the chance. Don't miss it, because this is the opportunity to have yourself protected against yellow fever, and to also get a chance to get the card, which in future when you travel you will not spend unnecessarily. This is a chance where you will not pay for the card. All people living in Arua City, let us take this chance and not miss it.
The resident city commissioner Akelo Ali Sakena is urging the LC1s of the different villages of Arua City to mobilize the masses to come and receive this yellow fever vaccination.
I want to thank the president of this nation, who is so particular about health. I want to thank all of us who made an effort to vaccinate themselves against COVID. We always struggle to get vaccinated when you're going out, and you pay a lot of money. But today, we are getting it for free. So everybody should run and get this vaccination for free. The LC1s, please, it is your work to mobilize your people in your villages to come and take these vaccines, so that we have nobody left behind. Let's work as a team and we have everybody vaccinated.
This yellow fever preventative mass vaccination campaign for Arua City that will run from the 9th to the 13th of June 2023 is part of the Ministry of Health's national campaign targeted to vaccinate the Ugandan population against yellow fever. Okumuringa Christine for Westnile Television, NILECAST. And more in our stories for the evening. Arua City is once named the cleanest city in the whole of Africa, is struggling now with collecting daily generated garbage. As in this report compiled by Emmanuel Agele, the city leadership is calling for collective efforts in managing the garbage, since the city is struggling with only 2 functional garbage skips. Emmanuel Agele reports more.
Arua City has continued to struggle as far as waste management in the city is concerned, as the city is estimated to
came to office, I have 3 key issues as the people gave me the trust. One is to increase the revenue base of this town. Number 2 is to keep the town clean. There is no any other role of a mayor apart from keeping the town clean. But the biggest challenge we are having now is the mindset of the community. When you go around, you are going to see ash. You will see pambas. Ask yourself, somebody bringing pambas and throw on the road? The best thing right now that I want to urge the community is to have mind change. People must change their mind. You can't bring ash and pour here. Otherwise, we are going to take very serious precautions. We are coming up with the bylaws to see in Twitter that we put things in order. And this one is unacceptable. You have seen, I have gone as a mayor, I have got around 15 tipper lorries to handle this emergency. I have treated it as an emergency crisis. This is a disaster. I have treated it as a disaster. Because if we don't remove this by now, we will even have cholera outbreak. These people normally bring this garbage at night. Now we are going to have garbage scouts, because immediately after here I have shared with my town clerk, we are going to have garbage scouts. These people will be here at night. We have discovered these people are bringing garbage here at night. They don't bring it at day. The garbage that is generated by Arua City Market is not even that. You can't get ash there. You can't get used pambas from there. You can't get. This is typical garbage from homes. And we had said garbage is going to be managed on a private kind of source. But we are going to be in good line that we cannot put skip in the center of the town. That is one thing. Especially here in Doka Road, This is CBD. We cannot put garbage skip in CBD. But we have outskirts where we have put them. But we are going to join our hands. I want us to join our hands together that garbage management is a joint responsibility. It should be a joint responsibility. The primary garbage generator should be in a position to know that it is a role to keep it in one place, and then we have private service providers who will go and pick it from their homes.
The city has a number of challenges. One of the challenges is that they do not have the right equipment to collect this garbage and take it to the dumping site. This, partly we engaged the city when we knew by last year the city acquired 2 tipper lorries, but this shouldn't have been the right thing procured. Under USHMID and the institutional capacity building, there was funds to procure garbage trucks. Our disappointment came when the Minister of Lands decided to centralize this procurement, and they procured tipper lorries. These are high bed lorries. First of all, loading it alone takes hours, if not a full day, and this is the challenge, and yet the city has the human resource gap. So that's the first thing, not having the right equipment in place. We only have 1 garbage truck that came with the market that was specifically required to focus on waste generated within the main market. And those other trucks would have been moving elsewhere to collect solid waste from other places. And so because of that gap, you now find as recent as the last 2 days, including this morning, you find that there was already the Duka Road, which was already blocked. It couldn't be accessed, and parts of the movement points for pedestrians within the market itself were all closed. And you saw a very unique emergency response that came in. They hired tipper lorries from the individual truck owners, and this is costly in the long run. So they justified it that the garbage truck broke down. Well, that was good, but we should have expected an immediate response, not as late as 3 days. This should have happened a day, because we know continuously more waste is being generated. So nevertheless, I want to appreciate the Central Division Mayor, who was able to respond with his technical team, and they hired tipper lorries, whether they were 10 or 15. We know this is already unsustainable, it is expensive, and therefore we must address this immediately. There was a time we proposed the production of more skips. We proposed this should be procured. It was also advertised. And what happened? The procurement process was cancelled. And I believe still that money is with the council, and it should be immediately put to use, because USHMID projects are moving towards another direction. We may not have funds within the shortest time possible. So we need more skips. And these skips can be locally generated through our metal fabrication companies that are here. You only give them design, you procure. Our people are not thinking outside the box. The leaders need to innovate. Our people need to realize with the excuses that we don't have this, we don't have that, there's no time for that. We're a city, we must think outside the box. And that's exactly what happened this morning, and that's what we propose. That should be the approach, that we should prepare ahead. We should put the local revenue to right use, and we can't wait to share space with uncollected garbage. That is totally unexpected for an urban space like this one.
And more in our stories for the evening. Patients have to pay some fees to access services after the Ministry of Health has slapped a user fees on access to computed tomography, commonly known as CT scan services, and has ordered all the 14 referral hospital directors across the country to enforce this for user sustainability services. According to the ministry, this will help in extending the lifespan of the machines as the country moves on financing her own projects. Dramadri Frederick reports more.
Ministry of Health has directed all the 14 regional referral hospitals in the country to enforce cost sharing for access to the services at the computed tomography services, commonly known as CT scan, with the government for the extended lifespan of the machines. Dr. Diana Twin, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, in her letter dated 2nd of June 2023 to all the executive directors of the national referral hospitals and the directors of the regional referral hospitals in the country, says this is to ensure timely purchase of supplies for the machines, as the number of partners that have been helping the country keep dwindling in the sector. She therefore directed an immediate implementation of the guidelines on cost sharing for the CT scan services only with public as guided by the ministry. Meanwhile, Dr. Alex Santema, the hospital director of Regional Referral Hospital, says they plan to effect this directive come 1st of July 2023 as they have impact on public awareness to this change.
It was realized that it is necessary to have these services sustained, and the services don't need to be interrupted by not having the consumables, or the machine has broken down and we're waiting to repair it. This has happened with some equipment before, like x-rays and so on. So for that matter, it has been decided countrywide that there should be a harmonized cost sharing for these services.
Dr. Alex further explains that the payments have been categorized based on the gravity of the complication a patient is diagnosed with.
Contrast material is quite expensive. So for procedures where there is going to be no contrast, both children and adults will pay 120,000. And for procedures where there is going to be a contrast, both children and adults will pay 150,000. And there are some very complicated scans which are done in some few facilities, maybe the national hospitals, but some regional hospitals may do them. Those ones will cost more than 150, but not more than 200,000. Depending on the assessment of the procedure and what it will require.
In March 2022, Ministry of Health procured 14 CT scan machines and delivered them to the various referral hospitals, including Arua, Mbale, Jinja, Soroti, Fort Portal, Mubente, Masaka, Hoima, among others, that offer electronically express services for improved service delivery in the health sector. However, some members of the public welcome this message with mixed reactions.
That the transport alone from the rural setup is still a challenge. Then where they should be given a duration, a period of maybe 3 to 4 years, so that the people can set up their mind that now, because of A, B, C, D, we are going to cost share.
Will be extorted money, people will be cheated because they will believe that when you come to the hospital, you need to pay some amount, you need to cost share. So, because of naivety, because of their ignorance, somebody will take advantage of them. So, that is another way to say that we don't need cost sharing. Somebody should know coming from home, from the back of his mind or her mind, that he's coming to take the medicine for free, or he's coming to get free treatment. But now when you come here, when you don't know what happens here, definitely somebody will take advantage. Now, it is upon the hospital administration that to put strict measures of how to curb some of these things that may happen.
According to Ministry of Health, the funds shall be collected directly in the bank accounts specifically for CT scan services, which will be controlled at the center, while persons seeking for the services shall only be allowed to present receipts at the facilities to avoid cases of extortion. Frederick Tamadri, Westnile TV, NILECAST.
And more in our stories for the evening. Business entrepreneurs, majorly women in Aras City, have been equipped with the knowledge on how they can penetrate the world market. The women were facilitated with support from the Uganda National Chamber of Commerce and Industry and funding from UNDP. Dennis Saringi reports more. I apologize for that temporary interference. More in our stories for the evening. Ministry of Health is piloting a new initiative to fight malaria in Uganda. Household Champion Against Malaria is a new strategy brought on board by the Ministry of Health, where all stakeholders from household level to national level collectively fight malaria out of Uganda. Stephen Okello from Gulu reports more.
Being the district bordering Mission Fall National Park, Noya district is among the districts with high prevalence of malaria in the country. This prompted Ministry of Health to pilot Household Champion Against Malaria programs.
In Noya district, we have very high prevalence of malaria. On average, I can say, depending on the seasons and the time when there's rain, sometimes we can have the prevalence of malaria as high as 6 out of 10, which is about 60%. Which means if you get 10 people here, you'll have 6 of them with the malaria.
According to Okello Isaac Wanyima, the Assistant DHO Noya District, in the month of February and March, Porango Sub-County has recorded over 1,666 new cases of malaria, which is the highest in the district.
This outcome is going to be based on Porango Town Council and Porango Sub-County, where we shall have champions at household level. Why? The reason is that Porango Sub-County and Town Council and the Greater Porango are the sub-counties and Town Council that has the highest number of malaria cases in the district. On average, we have about 5 people out of 10. If you are to group 10 people in one place, 5 out of 10 will test positive for malaria. And that is what we call the malaria burden. It is at 40 to 50%.
Ministry of Health, together with the health support organizations, is piloting Household Champion Against Malaria in 6 selected districts in the country to improve on community awareness and measures for malaria control vectors.
Today to launch our program that is going to empower households to take charge of the malaria fight. This initiative is in line with our mass action against malaria, which you have all heard about, and also in line with our campaign for Chase Malaria to Zero.
According to Rukia Nakamate, the behavioral change communication specialist in the Ministry of Health, this program will raise the risk perception at household level while promoting local innovations and solutions in the prevention and control of malaria at grassroots.
We want these clusters to remind themselves to check out for malaria cases in their respective cluster. These will also be responsible for sensitizing their own cluster members on malaria and also checking out if their cluster, if a member of their cluster has malaria, and also preach about seeking early treatment from a facility.
Jackson Okot, the chairperson VHT in Porango Sub-County, says by bringing everybody on board, the program is coming to release them from the burden of door-to-door sensitizations. The local leaders call for more capacity building and knowledge sharing on some of the local innovative measures in fighting malaria.
In all aspects, that not many leaders would think that that is their responsibility. They quite don't talk about it much, and we need to introduce this in schools. The learning institutions must ensure that our children who come to learn must also learn about certain behaviors in regards to their health, not only about the gradings like the West brought for us, the grading number 1 and number 2.
The program is intended to increase access to information and prevention of malaria through household in the community for ownership and sustainability in the fight against malaria. Stephen Okello, reporting for Westnile Television, NILECAST.
And more in our stories for the evening. Business entrepreneurs, majorly women in Arua City, have been equipped with the knowledge on how they can penetrate into the world market. The women were facilitated with support from the Uganda National Chamber of Commerce and Industry and with funding from UNDP. Dennis Taringi reports more.
Businessmen and women in Arua City running small and medium enterprises have been tipped on the opportunities that exist and how they can reach out with their products to the outside market. The entrepreneurs were tipped during the training organized by Uganda National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Arua City branch, in partnership with Uganda National Chamber of Commerce and Industry under the arrangement of the African Continental Free Trade Area with the support of United Nations Development Program. The lead facilitator of the training advises the women to adopt science and technology whenever they are preparing their products and packaging them, more especially the foodstuff, if they are to benefit from the international market.
Sometimes you alter the food itself. Sometimes the food itself has to be a certain way in order for it to remain robust for the customer to eat as you transport it over long distances and store it. The example we're giving here is of how certain types of carrots are either smaller or slender and straight in nature, so that the way you package them allows the integrity to remain intact.
It was a moment of sharing among the entrepreneurs on ups and downs that they have been facing in as far as doing business is concerned, and says that they will be able to adjust according, and they hail Uganda National Chamber of Commerce and Industry for the opportunity.
And then the quality, UNPS has not tested. We don't have Q mark. Most of our product is without.
Also, usually these products, we need to consider the ingredients that we use in them, in production, manufacturing them, production process. We need to see what kind of ingredients are you using. Give an example of my products. We have bread, and usually with bread, you have to be very, very careful and keen.
What we are doing is you go and you want to copy what science is doing instead of supporting it. It's a wrong idea. Yeah. You develop one idea and let others support you. Because now you go and start copying sounds and you don't know how they are doing their things, and then you want to make it cheaper so that people buy from you, you are not doing the right thing. Develop an idea. The ideas are too many. I like the Pondu lady. Everyone was thinking, wow, people left cassava leaves long time ago. But right now she has come up with it and people are going to start buying. You wait, next time when you come, you find 3 people are on Pondu. That's the wrong thing.
Caroline Ochanda, one of the successful business ladies in Westnile, is urging the women to take advantage of the opportunities available for the women in business with the different partners supporting women.
We have a lot of opportunities. Palma rightly said it, but the numbers are not there, as Caesar put it. If you have 2-3 people, they'll think these are hungry people. We need numbers. And right now, there's actually an opportunity with UNCDF. And I'll request Caesar to take lead as the person responsible, try to get access to that support, and that is where we can write a proposal and we get this machinery we're talking of. UNCDF does very big things, and we can actually get machinery for women.
From the training, Trinity Caesar Drashebu, the acting chairman, Uganda National Chamber of Commerce and Industry Arua City Branch, has advised the women in business to join Chamber of Commerce if they are to benefit from the opportunities being offered under the African Continental Free Trade Area.
The dream is we should be one of the strongest Chamber of Commerce branches in the country. We can be that if all of us were serious. That's why other regions are getting more benefit, more partners, more industries. You go to Gulu, you go to other region. Numbers matter.
The African Continental Free Trade Area was signed in March 2018, ratified by the required number of countries by May 2019, and came into force in January 2021. Dennis Oringi, Westnile TV, NILECAST.
And more in our stories for the evening. Former Archdeacon of Nebi Aban Deaconry, Canon Charles Owen, has today been laid to rest. Let's have more on that story.
The former Archdeacon Nebi Aban Archdeaconry Venerable Canon Charles Owen was laid to rest today, 8th June 2023, at St. Mark Church of Uganda Ferry. Charles Owen was born on 28th December 1958 at Ashet Village, Ragem, Jopowin, and he succumbed to diabetes at Mulago Natural Referral Hospital on 4th June 2023, according to medical reports. He worked at Spear Motors from 1978 to 1979 and later joined Navy District Administration. He joined pastoral work on 18th November 2001 and was appointed as Dean of St. Stephen Cathedral Goli on 18th April 2004 and later transferred to Yunam Archdeaconry. On 5th January this year, Owen was appointed as Archdeacon Nebi Aban Archdeaconry and consecrated on 5th March 2003. However, during the burial this afternoon, the Bishop of Navy Anglican Diocese, Right Reverend Pons Ozela Winju, challenged Christians to emulate the life of Canon Charles Owen, who changed many souls into Christianity. The Bishop further encouraged believers to follow standard operating procedures in prevention of COVID-19, since many people have forgotten about it.
For sure, we are burying the son of a king. One word, this drizzling is exactly showing it to us. Do not worry if you are hit by rain.
In a special way, I would like to thank Mulago Hospital. Reverend Venerable Canon Charles Owen in Mulago Hospital. I got a very good testimony from that facility. To be emulated by all other facilities locally that we have. Whether true or not, that is a symbol that Corona is still legal. Our people, please be sensitive to Corona. The SOPs, you know. Please practice the SOPs. If somebody does not shake your hand, it shouldn't offend you. If somebody has a mask, please, it shouldn't offend you. This should be a normal.
Meanwhile, Nebi Municipality Member of Parliament Hashim Suleiman highlighted progress of 2-kilometer road works in the municipality, where he said the work is at 67%. Venerable Canon Charles Owen survived by a widow and children. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Alfred Jawoko, Westnile TV, NILECAST.
And to end our NILECAST for the evening, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni on Thursday stated that he's taking a forced leave and delegated his work for 2 days from the 8th to the 9th June 2023 to Prime Minister Robina Nabanja barely a day after testing positive for COVID-19. President Museveni stated that he has been very cautious with COVID-19 but recently had to give up face masks because of the allergic reactions. And with that story, viewer, we've come to the end of the NILECAST on Westnile Television. Thank you for being with us from the beginning of the NILECAST to the end of the NILECAST, only on Westnile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow. My name is Okumringa Christine. Have a good evening.